Hi, are you satisfied with your job? Do you really love what you do each day? If the answer to this question is a yes, then you're definitely doing something in your careers that matches your interests and your passion. But sadly, only 20% of the population worldwide can answer yes to this question. And that's where we see that people are actually thriving lesser in the area of career well-being. And today with us, I have Mr. Naveed Ilyas Saya, who is our corporate trainer and senior consultant at Learning Minds. Sir, I welcome you today.
Thank you.
How are you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So, what's your thought on career well-being? How do you define it?
Okay, so defining career well-being is very simple, and you just have to answer a few questions. First, for example, do you love doing what you do?
Yeah.
Second would be, do you really want to come to work every day?
Yeah.
Third would be, coming to work makes you stronger and happier. And if the answer is yes, then yes, that is career well-being. If the answer is no, then sadly no.
Yeah. Very simply put, that does the work makes you actually happy or it's making you feel exhausted? So moving on, how do you achieve it? How can you do well in this domain of well-being?
Okay, so I have been answering this question for the last 10 years because as we were having a discussion, we also have a company which is basically into psychometric assessment.
Yeah.
And so there are two components to it, I would say. And the first component is your cognitive abilities, right? And how do you act, how you behave, how you react, what are your strengths, what are your inclinations, and very importantly, what are your weaknesses. And the second component would be your personality in detail, right? Because let's see, there is diversity. Diversity is important because we have different types of options available in the world, right? So when it comes to strength, are you someone who's detail oriented, or are you someone who is not? Are you someone who likes to do things visually, or are you someone who is more inclined towards numbers? And when it comes to personalities, are you someone who's extrovert, or are you someone who's introvert? Are you someone who would always think first, act later, or are you someone who would act first and think later, right? So these are the two major components. We need to know our cognitive abilities, we need to know our personality in detail, and then make a wise choice.
Exactly, and this is actually backed up by Gallup research as well. That personality profiling and testing is essential once you are choosing your career and your jobs. So next step to it, how do you feel once you are actually in that state that you have achieved or attained career well-being?
Yes. So the question is, what do I get? Right? So there are multiple benefits for the employer as well as for someone who is working or an employee. The first thing is always physical vitality, right? And it has been proven by research that if you're happy, right, happy hormones will be released.
Very true.
And then that would make you physically active and happy. And for example, a lot of people would say that the number one cause for diabetes is not the sugar that you take. It's the stress level, right? So that's the first benefit. Second is mental eagerness, right? Because when you love doing what you're doing, you would want to get more details.
You're more eager to learn.
Yes, you want to learn more, you want to explore more. So that's the second benefit that we have. Third would be social acceptance. And the question is, what social acceptance has to do with career well-being? But do you want to be associated with someone who is good at what it does? Or you want to be associated with someone who is not good at what he does? Do you want to have a driver who is good at driving, or do you want to have a driver who is not good at driving?
Exactly.
Right? So that's the benefit. And the number one benefit that people usually talk about is money, right? Then again, it has been proven by research, and I can also give you some examples from Pakistan, that if you're good at doing something, you would make a lot of money, right?
Exactly.
A very good example would be in Pakistan, there is a doctor who's making 30,000 a month, and there are doctors who are making 30 million a month, right? There are teachers who would make 20,000 a month. There are teachers who would make 3 to 4 million rupees a month, even in Karachi itself, right? There are good actors, and there are not so good actors. There are good singers, there are not so good singers.
There are average artists, phenomenal artists.
Right. So that's the overall benefit. And for the employer perspective, right? If you are good at what you're doing, you would stay with the company for a long time, right? And last thing is that organizations have realized it now. In fact, more than 80% of Fortune 500 companies would take your aptitude test, then they would take your personality assessment, and they would hire you only if you do qualify for it first, and second, you have a personality which would go with that option.
With that particular job. So here we are. These were some amazing insights, and here we come to the bottom line again, that this is not just one isolated idea of career well-being. It definitely, if you're doing good in this domain, your physical health, your financial, the wealth aspect, they all are interconnected. And if you do well in one area, you'll definitely would be thriving in the others as well. I hope you will find this conversation extremely helpful. Leave your comments down below. Thanks a lot.